Just Google businesses for sale in Calgary, for example. You will be shocked at the businesses that would pop up and their price points. Do you know that there are SBC loans for businesses that are 80% insured by the government? Now imagine that business growing as Canada is growing. We need to be thinking fast and big and holistic and big picture with an intention to maximize the opportunity. You know how it's usually said, why run when you can fly? And why fly when you can soar like an eagle? It is on this premise that I'm here to sell an idea to you today. And I'm hoping that I do justice to this. I want us to rethink how we do businesses as new immigrants. I want us to rethink our strategies. I want us to rethink our vision. I want us to rethink everything about businesses. I want us to look within and around and answer certain questions for ourselves, like, am I flying as high as I should be flying given the circumstance? Are we doing enough when it comes to taking advantage of the opportunities that we've been handed? Are we doing enough when it comes to the kind and the scale of the businesses that we are doing as new immigrants? That is the thinking that I want us to do today. And you got to stay with me in order to build this thinking and then do the analysis for yourself, okay? If you love this content, do not forget to subscribe. Today is going to be explosive. A lot of perspective is going to come into our video and I cannot wait. Just make sure you subscribe. Have you ever taken a moment to think why startups fail? Leadership and funding. Glaringly, leadership and funding are some of the biggest challenges that a typical startup would have. Now, even though 95% of startups fail, the truth is some startups outlive people and become legacies. I mean, like every time we walk on the road, we hear things like McDonald's. Every time I want to eat Subway, every time I hear like Sobeys, I hear like so many brand names. Some of these brands are typically owned by families. Literally owned by families, like family businesses that has transcended generations. That's what we're dealing with. So I'm just quickly going to, speak with people who are business minded. And I think this video today is really for people who are business minded. And you will know you are business minded if right now you're thinking of a side hustle. If you're a salary earner and you literally sit down every day and you're like, what business am I gonna do next? If sometimes you sit down and you're just like, oh my God, I want to be a baby girl. I just want to live this baby girl life. I don't want to do 9 to 5. Can I just start a business? And I'm trying to talk to you at the point of your ideation. Again, depending on the stage of the business that you are in, your business could have scaled, but there's still room for ideation. You're typically always ideating every now and then in order to understand where your business is going or the next thing to do or the next step to take. So this is pretty much for you as well who already have a business. And then for people who are still at that point where they are thinking of what kind of business to do, at that ideation level, that's where I want to get you. And that's where I want to ask, how high are you flying? The reason I stated the challenges that typical startups have is because if you think about it again, where you are coming from, your home country, chances are that you probably didn't have access to as much funding as we typically have right now. Not that there are no funds available, but perhaps you do not have the collateral. We run a collateral-based debt system where you do not qualify for credit if you do not have certain assets. And because of that, it just gives so many people the opportunity to not even have a fight or to not even try to establish a business. But right here, where we currently are, in Canada and most of the countries that we get to relocate to, it's not a collateral-based debt system that is run. It is a credit score-based debt system, which means if you come into this country and you put in all the discipline that you need to put in, you've got access to cash. Like, you're earning good money, you've got access to cash. Now, we've leveraged this access significantly when it comes to other things like mortgages and stuff, which is good. However, when it comes to businesses, the simple question is just, are we doing enough? Are we taking advantage of the opportunity that we've been accorded? Now, I'm going to go back to business lovers and business-minded people right now to say that, okay, you're about to start a business. An idea has just dropped your mind and you want to do a side hustle. Okay, no worries. But what are your plans? Do you have plans to scale that side hustle into a conglomerate? Like, what are the plans? I'm really just saying, at the point where we are thinking about the kind of businesses that we would like established in this country, how high are we flying? We need to be thinking fast and big and holistic and big picture, with an intention to maximize the opportunity. And guys, just in case you don't know how incredible these opportunities are, do you know that there are SBC loans for businesses that are 80% insured by the government? So whatever amount you loan, if it's $100,000, $1 million, 80% of that amount is insured by the government in case your startup fails. And this is meant for certain category of businesses. You guys want to research that. We have Business Development Bank of Canada, BDC funds that are available for entrepreneurs, that are available for startups, that are available for small businesses, medium-scale businesses, and large corporations, depending on where you would like to start. There are venture capitalist funds that are available for innovations and novel products, novel solutions. You have an idea in your mind that it's novel, and even if it's not novel, but it's so innovative that you think that Fortune 500 company investors will be interested in. Guys, go search venture capitalist funds. I was at an event the other day and hearing how much percentage of venture capitalist funds that Calgary has access to, and the percentage has been increasing year on year because people are taking advantage of it. It was incredible to hear. There are government programs, there are grants, there are province level grants and regional programs meant for certain kind of businesses. There are grants meant for people of color. There are grants meant for women in business. There is actually quite a lot. Besides, you have line of credit. If you have a good credit score, you have good income, you can get like quite a lot of a line of credit to support perhaps the beginning part of your business or the budding part of your business, however you want to put it. Now, if you are not even interested in starting a business from the scratch, just Google businesses for sale in Calgary, for example, businesses for sale in Toronto, businesses for sale anywhere across Canada. Google. You will be shocked at the businesses that would pop up and their price points. Or you just go on flipper.com. Numerous businesses across industries, across categories, so many businesses listed for sale at a fair amount. Or when you're having conversations with people, I remember somebody came to fix our bath some time ago. This really beautiful couple came around, fixed our bath. We got talking. I kind of was just inquiring about the business, and she's like, oh yeah, we're trying to sell off the business at this point. There are people, seniors and people around you, who are trying to sell off businesses that have been in existence for years. and you would have access to the financials, you have access to the books to know how that business has been doing, how much it's been delivering year on year, and then you can make your decision about if that's the kind of business you want. So if you're not even interested in starting afresh, you can buy off a business and buy off, the initial customers and just fly. Anyways, guys, I just thought to put this out there, okay, because the truth is, it almost looks as if we've been thrown into an ocean of opportunities, but it's up to us what we do with the opportunities that are around us. Go and relook your strategy. Go and relook the way you do business. Go and relook the kind of ideas that you're trying to scale. Go and relook what you're trying to do or establish in this country as a business. Don't forget that Canada is a growing country and it will yet explode. One of the reasons why Nigeria is one of the biggest attractions for investors globally is because of the population. 200 million people is insane for any business. Now imagine that a city like Calgary, we do not have 2 million people just yet. You know the population of Lagos City alone, but Calgary alone is still less than 2 million, which means that at some point it's going to be more than 2 million. I'm sure you know that. At some point it's probably going to grow into a Toronto, for example. Even the population of Toronto are still not exploded yet. So what that simply means is, just imagine that you started a business, succeeded in growing that business, and for some reasons that business actually scaled. Not for some reasons, for some specific reasons and strategies that you put in place, that business actually scaled. Now imagine that business growing as Calgary is growing. Imagine that business growing as Canada is growing. It's insane, the opportunities that actually presents. I've got to go now. I know you have enjoyed this conversation. I know. But I can assure you that there's so much more where this came from. And you're going to be getting a lot of that from me. We have a lot to talk about, so stick around. If you've not subscribed, come on. Don't you think that a lot of people need to hear this? The only way they get to hear this is if you like this video, if you share this video, if you comment on this video, and if you subscribe. That way YouTube sees that, oh, she knows what she's saying and people actually like what she's saying, and then YouTube will push the video to the ends of the earth, and that is what we both want, right? So thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.